Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today we're taking a look at the premium Bandai exclusive Nail by S.H.Figuarts. But before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. Alright, at this point you guys know what to expect. This is a pretty standard packaging for S.H.Figuarts. The only difference here is you see the little sticker on Nail's body. That's the exclusive sticker stating that this is a premium Bandai exclusive. But other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. We have some figure photography along the back showing some of the poses that the figure could be put in, some warnings and different labels of other stuff in different languages, and then right along the front we have a nice big window showcasing the figure and some of the accessories that it comes with. But we're not here for the packaging, so let's get this guy out the box and onto the rotating stand. Alright, and here we have him standing in the light box straight up and down. From head to toe, he stands at just shy of 6.5 inches. Now, if you own the S.H.Figuarts Proud Namekian Piccolo, then you won't be surprised to find out that they reuse a lot of the same parts for this figure. Obviously, there's some differences here, but as far as the feet, the pants, aside from them being a different color, and the head sculpt, is pretty much Piccolo, except for the torso, because now we basically have a shirtless Piccolo. But other than that, I mean, the sculpt is good. The Proud Namekian Piccolo I thought was always a great figure, so they had a good base to go off of. He has a jacket that Nail wears in the show. It's made of a soft plastic, and then the little collars attached to it on top. But I think to really appreciate the sculpt, let's take the jacket off of him. Alright, and here we have him without the jacket, so we can actually appreciate the torso sculpt, and I think they did a really good job of this. I mean, we don't have a shirtless Piccolo at all, so I pretty much got this so I can make a battle damage Piccolo, and I think they nailed it, no pun intended. I mean, look at the detail on the back. I really like the muscle definition that they have, as well as the line work on the lower half of the torso, showing that extra detailing that's also prevalent on the arms as well. We also have that red strip that goes right underneath his chest, and then his abs highlighted in that pink color that you see on the shoulders, biceps, and forearms. Also, I'm not sure if you guys are able to see this or if the camera's picking it up, but there's also a light blue shading on the pants as well that kind of give it a little bit more depth. So all in all, I think this looks really nice. They did a good job on the torso. And you know what? I really feel like they didn't have any choice but to, because everything else on here is reused parts of the Proud Namekian Piccolo. But now let's look at some of the accessories that he comes with. Alright, so looking at his accessories, he comes with 4 different facial expressions, all really nicely done. The first 2 are very similar to what came with the Proud Namekian Piccolo. So we have a shouting face of Piccolo looking to the side as if he's getting ready to do an attack or in the middle of one. The teeth gritted face. And in the 2 that are unique to this guy, we have one of his mouth open and the eye closed and one eye open like he's in excruciating pain. And this reminds me of the scene when he was fighting Frieza and Frieza grabbed his arm right before he ripped it off. And I feel like they captured that frame of the animation perfectly with this head sculpt. And the last head sculpt is from after Nail was defeated by Frieza and Piccolo found him laying down on the ground, and that's when the 2 characters fused. All in all, I think these are some really good head sculpts and facial expressions that they did. And this is what I mean, Tamashii can really do really great face sculpts and expressions when they want to. It's just they really pick and choose when they want to do it. I just wish it would be more of the norm that we got so many unique expressions like this, because when they do it, they knock it out the park. Then he comes with 3 different pairs of hands, 1 unique forearm accessory, and then the collar that you put around Nail's neck after he takes off the jacket. So looking at the first pair of hands, he has wide open sprawled out hands like he's shooting a blast. So if you pair that with the first expression where he's looking to the side and the shouting face, like I said, it looks like he's launching an attack. Then the second pair of hands are more like combat fighting hands, and Piccolo's basically in the middle of a fight. Then he has a pair of karate chop hands. So you know, if you want to put him in like a karate stance getting ready to launch an attack, or if you want to recreate that scene from the anime where he karate chopped Frieza's neck and it basically did nothing. And then he also comes with the unique forearm accessory, and that looks really cool because remember, after Frieza ripped off his forearm, Nail was able to grow it back. And this is really easy to put on. You just pull off Nail's forearm and you just replace it with this one. And I think it looks really nice. It has a kind of like a translucent kind of look to it, so you can kind of see through it, so it gives it a really nice effect. Alright, so let's take a look at Nail's articulation. I took off all his gears so this way nothing inhibits his articulation. So let's start with the upper body. Going with the head. You can look down a really good amount. Sorry, let me fix the focus. Alright. You can't really look up too much, and then that kind of stops short. Well, that's decent. You know, if you're used to how like the Proud Namekian Piccolo moves, this is going to be very similar. So there you go, side to side, so when Piccolo cracks his neck. Alright, this is all the new stuff though here, because this is our first, like, you know, shirtless Piccolo. So, let's see. Arms go past 90, really nice and smooth. Alright. Shoulder rotation. Really nice. Nice deep elbow bend. There we go. Bicep rotation. Wrist articulation. Can crunch a good amount. No gappage really, so that's nice. Can lean back. But that's when you start to see the gappage right here. And they really sculpted this really nice. Really like all the muscle detailing in the back. And now the butterfly joints, as you can see, these things are big and they come out. So yeah, it's got some pretty good butterfly joints. Not as good as the newest Goku, but still pretty decent for 2.0. So yeah, and I like that they're still molded, covers up the gapping. And then you can just pop them back in, make them look slimmer. Or you could buff them out. It's really up to you what you want to do with them. So yeah, waist rotation, and he also has like this little like, I don't know, like hinge joint. So I don't know if you guys can see this. He can kind of like thrust his pelvis in a sense. Yeah, thought that was interesting. But it's the same like that on the Proud Namekian Piccolo. Yeah, see. All right, now for the legs. He can kick about 90 degrees, maybe slightly higher. There we go. Can do a perfect split, no problem at all. Just like the Proud Namekian Piccolo. Thigh swivel. Knee bend. And as you see, like I was saying before, 2.0, we had these little kneecaps here, where the new ones are just kind of flush. And then the feet go down, go up, side to side a little bit. Not as good as the newer stuff, but still pretty decent. Oh yeah, and then ankle swivel. There you go. And toe hinge. But yeah, no, this guy feels nice and solid. I'm not mad at this one at all. I mean, the Proud Namekian Piccolo was good, so this is basically the same figure, just shirtless. So there you go. Now for some comparisons, here we have him next to the S.H.Figuarts First Form Frieza, and these two scale really nicely next to each other. And you know what, you gotta give a shout out to Nail, because he was the first person in the entire Namek saga to throw hands with Frieza, and even though he didn't stand a chance, he didn't duck the fade, so respect. And here we have him next to the Proud Namekian Piccolo, and as you can see, yeah, they're pretty much the same figure. The legs are the exact same sculpt, just different colors, and Nail has the jacket, where Piccolo has the cape. But other than that, they're both interchangeable. So if you want, you can actually use the upper torso of Nail and put it on Piccolo's. If you want to recreate any scenes of a battle damaged Piccolo, like especially the scene where he was protecting Gohan from Nappa's attack, you can do that and it will work beautifully. Now all we need now is for Air Studios to make a custom battle damaged soft plastic gi to put over the torso, and that will complete the look. And then here we have him next to the Piccolo from the Dragon Ball Superhero movie. And the Dragon Ball Superhero movie Piccolo, as you can see, they opted out to give him the manga colors. So instead of having pink, he has the yellow patches on his arms. And then last but not least, here we have him with the Dragon Ball Daima Piccolo. And yeah, here you can see where the sculpts are really different. The Daima Piccolo is a lot more simplified and has that soft plastic on the upper torso with the gi, as well as in the crotch area. It's just a much more cleaner look than the 2.0s, which is what Nail is based off of, the 2.0 models. Alright guys, so that was my review on the S.H.Figuarts P Bandai exclusive nail. I got him off of the premium Bandai website. It was a timed pre-order, so if you weren't able to get him at that time when the pre-order's closed, you have no choice but to try and get this guy in the aftermarket. I would say if you're able to find him for a decent price, when I got him he was about 80 bucks. I think came out to like 95 after shipping and taxes. So if you could find him for around that pricing, I would say grab him if you really want this figure, because I feel like the aftermarket prices for this guy is gonna go up, mainly because I personally see this figure as like a Piccolo accessory pack, because we don't have a shirtless Piccolo, and this right here is like the perfect model because the whole torso is already sculpted. Plus the new facial expressions and the added accessory of the forearm regrowing all really adds value to this and to making Piccolo a more well-rounded figure. So if you're able to find this guy in the aftermarket for around 100, maybe 120, I would still say that's a bit expensive, but I feel like he's gonna go up even higher because of this. All in all, I think this is a good figure. Like I said, the Proud Namekian Piccolo was already a good figure to begin with. It was a great base that they built upon, so I never had any problems with that figure itself. And this is basically just a retooled version of that. There's some slight painting on here. The pricing was a little bit high, but I guess it's just my optics on how I see it. I just really see this guy as like a DLC pack for Piccolo, so I got 3 of them just for that reason. And as you guys know, I usually use the Dragon Balls and the Dragon Radar from a scale from 1 to 7 to rate these figures. With that being said, I'm gonna give this guy a 5. I don't think he's a must-have, something that you have to grab, but if you're a completionist like I am and want to get all the figures for all the sagas to complete for your display, then you definitely can't pass this guy up. But you guys let me know what you think. Did you pre-order this guy? Did you pick him up? Or did you pass on him, and then are you now having regrets about it? Let me know in the comments below. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.